Alright lads, so today we are jumping back into Guild Quest. This time around we have access to the arranged ARRANCAR nightmare phase. This gives us a perfect opportunity to once more use the character that released during the 10th anniversary 1000-year Blood War Jushiro. And this time around, it's actually easier, right? I mean, earlier in the week when we had access to the arranged Soriba Guild Quest, it was actually significantly easier compared to any other Guild Quest phase since the 10th anniversary started back in July. I had a few comments saying, oh, it's only because I was using a Maximum Center character, which was true, of course, but the HP was significantly decreased compared to like the usual that we have been seeing. Now, from what I've been seeing, this Guild Quest phase is very similar. I believe the extra stages have the normal amount of HP that we have been seeing in the last couple of so months, but the first 5 waves have actually seen a HP decrease. So believe it or not, GQ's actually been nerfed in terms of the difficulty, at least compared to the last time this Guild Quest phase was here. So if you beat it last time, of course, you can definitely beat it this time, but if you were maybe close to beating it last time, you should have an easier time this time around. And that's mostly for those that aren't using Jushiro, because of course, as expected, Jushiro is going to breeze through this quest, but, you know, characters like Bambietta and maybe still 7th Anniversary Ichigo should at the very least still be able to get to Extra Wave 2 to get all the orb rewards. So I guess similar to last week, we're going to try out the same team. Try Bambietta once more, and also try with 7th Anniversary Ichigo. But first up, let's try out Jushiro. So Jushiro's team is fairly simple. Since Jushiro does so much damage in the first place, there's no need to bring additional damage-dealing characters like, for example, Robert. If you have a look here, your main go-to normal attack damage characters right now is Robert and also the Blood War Aizen. So when it comes to Jushiro, we're just going with this particular build, giving as much strong attack damage and scorch pressure as possible. Likewise, you can see that also with the soul traits. The character is 2-5 and level 13 SP and focus. And then for our 2 side characters, we are using Nanao. Truth be told, you might want to actually build Nanao because their damage output does help. She, after all, is a ranged ARRANCAR killer. But realistically, she's just here for the team boost SA2, providing us with more stats, and the 20% strong attack damage buff that she does give to power Soipers. Pair that with Mashiro, who is giving us a 40% damage boost. And then we'll also get a 20% more strong attack damage since we are, of course, using Mugetsu as a soul trait. So fairly simple team. Let's jump into it and see how it does go. Alright then, so last time we did this, we did do it on stream. Fairly simple, you kind of just go in, use your strong attack 3, strong attack 1. The SA1 again is really good every time a wave does start, because it groups everyone together and also does inflict status augments. And then you can just follow that up with a strong attack 2 or a strong attack 3. In a way, maybe it's because I haven't had like really good characters like Jushiro in the last couple of Guild Quest phases, but it feels kind of weird in a way to be killing this fast. I don't know. I mean, last time around, we were also clearing fast with Giselle, right? And I forgot the Guild Quest a week prior to that, but I was fairly surprised when first tackling this Guild Quest. Like, oh, damn, Jushiro still has it. I mean, I know he's still a really good character, obviously. He's still new, right? His damage output's good, but for some reason, I was relatively surprised by how fast I was dealing damage and clearing this particular quest. So, again, this particular run, we're having a very easy time on the extra waves. And, oh, the enemies are down below. And we aren't even struggling. I mean, that's expected with Jushiro. He's going to constantly inflict paralysis. But I would probably consider that a bad run with Jushiro, and we still got 46 seconds remaining. So let's go ahead and try that once more. I want to see if I can potentially get 50 seconds. I think I can with Jushiro right now, just going in and out. SA3, almost one shot there. Really unfortunate that we weren't able to. But does the SA2? Look at that, man. That is crazy. Let's EX Soul Bomb into the 1. Lovely. Hopefully the Vortex can continue on. Groups everyone together. SA3 almost one shot there. And then the SA2 didn't quite one shot, but that does get us to 50 seconds remaining. Very easy on our basically second attempt right there. So definitely liking that layout in terms of the attack pattern. We'll try that once more. Also in this case, I guess, who is it? Is it Nanao? I think it's Mashiro can actually inflict paralysis, which does actually help us out. I mean, it stops the enemies in place. And then we don't have to worry about getting hit, and then we could just inflict our status right on top of it, because we do have paralysis plus. Now as boost goes off, you'll love to see it, and then we can probably finish up with 2 more strong attacks, and there we go. Super easily done with Jushiro. So for our second attempt, we are actually getting faster. 50 seconds remaining. Let's see if we can get a little bit faster once more. All right, then here we go. So attempt number 3. Can we kill with the strong attack 3? Man, that is crazy. Can we kill with the 2? I mean, almost, right? That would have been really good if we did. Was Soul Bomb with the EX SA1 there. SA3 didn't quite one shot, but close enough. Can we kill with the SA2 here? Look at that. That was super close. Unfortunately, not nearly, you know, I mean, it was basically the same clay time, 50 seconds, but there was way more potential with that one. We're pretty much almost one-shotting each wave. So I might have to reset my own time to get a better score, because it's definitely possible with this team. We're just going to need to get lucky, mostly with the stat elements, if the first hit of each strong attack inflicts paralysis. If it does, we're likely going to be able to one-shot almost every phase. And it feels like it's been a minute since I've done something like that. I don't know. I guess the closest would have been Yoruichi, but that GQ had, like, significantly more HP compared to this one. So, again, that's why I don't... Even though I like this time around, the HP has been nerfed. You know, I'll never say no to an easier GQ, right? But I much prefer if every GQ phase just had a normalized set of HP. That way, in a way, I can compare characters between Guild Quest phases. Because sure, it's great now that I'm very easily able to get 50 seconds remaining, but, you know, 50 seconds in this GQ versus 50 seconds when we last used Yoruichi is a lot different, because that Guild Quest had significantly more HP. So when it comes to team number 2, let's now use Bambietta. I really like using teams like this when we get to use like 2 Quincy's together and then pair that with Gremmy to make both of them better, right? I feel like it's been a minute since we've last done that. It's been a while in general since we've gotten, you know, just really good new Quincy's. We've gotten a lot of Soribas over the last few months. And the last Quincy that we did get, you know, Uryu, Misaki knows a little toll, you don't really use in Guild Quest. One's a Brave Battle character, one is a really good team support, and then one is just a Lynx or farmer. So a lot of times when we were using teams like this, 2 Quincy's and also a Gremmy, it's more so characters released near the end of last year. But of course, in terms of how we're building the team, we're going basically with the same build that we were using last time. This time we've decided to throw on Rukia though for the EX skill, extra sports pressure boost, and also recharge, something this Bambietta does lack. Again, that's always been the problem with Bambietta, which by the way, mine's max transcended, but I have removed some of the transcendence, so strong attack damage wise, we're basically forming like a 2-5 Bambi. Robert is gone with this particular build, glad to finally have the character. Don't really need to use him much nowadays, because again, Jusha does exist, but he's a really good Nad character if you do need that normal attack damage support. And then of course we are just throwing on Gremmy with the Mugetsu Salt right here. So it should go relatively easy, right? I mean, the main goal right now is just to clear the first 5 waves, but damage output on the first strong attack isn't too bad. Next wave we should be good at. SA1. We also this time around don't have to deal with burn plus pulls, fortunately. But the main goal is pretty much just inflict lacerate and then pretty much let Robert deal most of the leftover damage, right? Because once we inflict the status element, we don't have to worry about taking any hit. And I guess in this case, in some cases, Gremmy can actually inflict status elements and lock the enemy in place, which we don't entirely want to happen every single time. So let's just back away. Unfortunately, we took a hit, but it is right at the end, so we can potentially get back up to full stamina. So because everyone did stay alive, we do get back up to full stamina and also get 10 more seconds, so 40 seconds remaining. And we didn't even use our soul bomb, so I guess we can save that. So really good damage on the boss here. So I had to cough there. I'm still super ill right now, but we're coming through. We're gonna let this keep going. I don't want to restart, but we mainly at least be extra wave 2. We still have some. I actually have high hopes this team can actually clear all 4 waves. I'm just ruining right now because I'm taking hits. I'm trying not to cough more, you know. All right. Unfortunately, we'll keep it going. Get to the 4th wave. There we go. I mean, it went decent. The game is trying to make me sound like Bambietta right now. I might need more of GG's blood. But I guess retrying again once more, even though we are right now starting mid-wave. Almost, what, wave 4 right now? Fortunately, Bambietta doesn't have to have much struggle against the small enemies, which I think is nice to see. And we actually do it. Oh, unfortunately, we keep taking a hit. Tesla is actually kind of annoying to dodge attacks against. Fortunately, again, right at the end. But we are going to go against Tesla 2 more times later on. Or right now, actually. So I need to keep my distance. Just keep inflicting the status when we can. SA2, because I had no idea where that boss was spawning. I mean, regardless of how far we can go, we at the very least are actually clearing at least the 2 extra waves. And we talk about Sobom. Right now, I kind of want to save the Sobom for the final wave. No more SP boost. Gremmy has inflicted a status element, so that's not like too ideal. And unfortunately, Gremmy inflicted a status element again. I kind of want to do one more run with Bambi. Because we should have been able to kill it if we inflicted lacerate. But Gremmy would have had like 1 tap on the Bambietta there, and he inflicted a status element. Great. In a way, that's been the great part about status element plus. Because Gremmy's always been a god tier support, right? But he can sometimes ruin runs. by inflicting status summons, you know? Fortunately, we don't have to deal with that too much if you are using a character released in the year 2025, you know? Because pretty much everyone now gets status summon plus. Alright, going into Tesla. We have all strong attacks here to use. Do I want to use the SA2? We might as well, because I feel like he is going to get attacking. There we go. So 45 seconds to go. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We need to make sure that Grammy doesn't steal the status procs. Because we both have damage to lacerate as bonus abilities, me and Robert. So ideally we want to inflict the status summons. Good time in there. The SP boost wore off and we got the lacerate proc. I think that was decent down again. Okay, Grammy inflicted another status summon, but it is right near the end, so hopefully not too much of a struggle. Let's just do solve him now. That way we do apply the weakened defense and lacerate once more. Hopefully I don't take any damage, because we might be able to do this. It's close, though. Super close. You know, if I had like 3 seconds to spare, we would have been able to do that. I'd restart once more, but I'm restarting too many times right now. It's definitely beatable with Bambietta, which is a good thing. Because again, this right now is technically a hurt at the worst, right? The final boss is technique. So if you are using Bambietta, you're definitely noticing the HP decrease compared to last time around, because you actually can do something with her. In this case, we almost beat it. If I reset enough, we probably would be able to beat it. But most importantly, you know, the new goal isn't to beat it nowadays. It's mostly just to get into X Wave 2, where you do get all the orbs. And we were able to do that very easily done. So to wrap up the video, now let's actually try it 7th anniversary Ichigo once more. We did try and use him in phase 1, had some decent success, but I wasn't using him like I was supposed to. I forgot to change Grammy in the team to Academy Shuhei to get all the damage buffs, right? Because again, if you are using a Mind Sniper, you're using Shuhei, you get the 20 SAD, and you get the 40% more damage. I, for some reason, was still using Grammy. But in terms of how we're building Ichigo, we're going with these 3 soul traits. But in terms of how we're building Ichigo, again, we're going with these 3 particular accessories, these 3 soul traits. And Robert is pretty much the same, although you could make Robert better in this team by giving him damage to paralyze enemies as bonus abilities. Right now, he still has damage to lacerate. So if we can beat it all 4 ways, great. Right now, my goal is to get into Extra Wave 3. Alright then, so here we go. So jumping into it, our main goal right now is just to constantly inflict paralysis and weakening on the main boss so Robert can deal damage. That's pretty much about it. It's going to get a bit awkward on wave 3 onward because we do not have an increased ultimate chance and the enemies then start to have poise. But if we can get lucky, that'll be great. So I'm not going to spam my strong attacks. I have no idea when the enemy is locked in place. You notice it when they start dealing, you know, you start taking or dealing way more damage. I'm kind of waiting. Didn't maybe need to. I was kind of hoping Robert would finish up there pretty quick. Do get the status proc there against Sun. We'll back it up. We'll let him go. And again, right now I'm saving my Sobom since it doesn't seem like we are going to clear all 4 waves. We'll save the Sobom for Extra Wave 2. So 14 seconds to go. But we do now have an extra 10 seconds. Hopefully that's enough for us to clear Extra Wave 1 and 2. Really depends on how lucky we get here. Did we get the status proc? We did. Lovely. Back up. SA2. Got it again. No, we didn't. Never mind. I think we did. No, we didn't. And then we can sub them here. SA2. We did lose a bit of damage there. So not quite close. But you know what? I think it's still possible with this particular team. Again, you have to get lucky with the status procs. I'm in right now. I'm not trying to reset too much, but that is pretty much the ranged ARRANCAR guild quest. Jushiro, of course, as expected, is going to clear super fast. Bambietta does seem to be able to potentially clear. Of course, you are going to have to rely on Robert for dealing normal attack damage against the, you know, full extra waves. And then same with Ichigo. It's definitely, extra wave 2 is definitely possible. Any more than that? Probably not. Probably not. And those are pretty much like the 3 main teams that you are going to be using in this particular GQ. Because right now it really is being held down by Jushiro. Other than Jushiro, you have like an old character that wasn't really the greatest. He was one of the worst GQ characters released last year. And then you are using a 3-year-old character, right? Because he released during the 7th anniversary. And then we also pretty much only have Robert. I mean, there is Aizen, but his damage output is super inconsistent. So if anything, I mean, they're not in a desperate rush for new characters because they do have access to Jushiro, but I guess another normal attack damage character wouldn't be too bad for a Guild Quest phase like this. Either way, let me know what characters and team you lads did use in the comments below. What score did you get? I'll see you lads next time. Take care and peace.